Hello students, welcome on board. This is part 1 of the chapter Human Reproduction, wherein we will be learning about the male reproductive system that includes a pair of testes, accessory ducts, and external genitalia. Without further ado, let's begin with the topic. Now first we need to know that the male reproductive system includes a pair of testes, accessory ducts, and external genitalia. First we'll learn about testes. Now, the testis is the primary sex organ. Testis is the primary sex organ in the male reproductive system. It is located outside the abdominal cavity. It is located outside the abdominal cavity. And it lies within a pouch. It lies within a pouch that is called scrotum. The function of the scrotum is to maintain low temperature that is required for the process of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is the process of formation of sperms. Alright. Now the testis is oval in shape. And it's covered with a dense covering that is called tunica albuginea. Alright. Internally, the testis is divided into 250 compartments, and these are called testicular lobules. Alright. Now, each lobule, they contain 1 to 3 highly coiled structures called seminiferous tubules. So, the testicular lobules contain 1 to 3 highly coiled structures called seminiferous tubules. Now, the seminiferous tubules, these are the structural and functional units of testis. Alright? And these seminiferous tubules, they produce sperms. Alright? Now the seminiferous tubules are lined by 2 types of cells. Sertoli cells and male germ cells. They are lined by 2 types of cells, Sertoli cells and male germ cells. Alright. Now the function of Sertoli cells is to provide nutrition to the male germ cells so that they can develop into sperms by meiosis. Alright? So the Sertoli cells provide nutrition to the male germ cells and the male germ cells develop into sperms by meiosis. Now the regions outside the seminiferous tubules are called interstitial spaces. Interstitial spaces are the regions outside the seminiferous tubules. This is the region outside the seminiferous tubule. Alright. Now these interstitial spaces, they contain small blood vessels. And also some cells that are called interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Now these Leydig cells, they synthesize and secrete testicular hormones which are called androgens. What are they called? They are called androgens. Alright. Alright, so we've learned that testis is the primary sex organ in the male reproductive system. It is located outside the abdominal cavity. It lies within a pouch that is called scrotum that maintains no temperature required for the process of spermatogenesis. It is oval in shape and it is covered with a dense covering that is called tunica albuginea. Within the testis, there are 250 compartments which are called testicular lobules, and each testicular lobule contains a highly coiled structure that is called seminiferous tubules. And these seminiferous tubules, they produce sperms. Seminiferous tubules, they are the structural and functional units of testis. We've also learned that the seminiferous tubules are lined by two types of cells, the Sertoli cells and the male germ cells, right? Now, the Sertoli cells, they provide nutrition to the male germ cells, and the male germ cells, they undergo meiosis to produce sperms, right? Now, the regions outside the seminiferous tubules are called interstitial spaces, which contain small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Now, these interstitial cells or Leydig cells, they synthesize and secrete testicular hormones that are called androgens. All right. Now, we are going to learn about the male accessory ducts in the male reproductive system. All right. Now, as you can see here, there are 4 accessory ducts and they are rete testis, vas efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens. So, which are the accessory ducts? Rete testis, vas efferentia, epididymis and vas deferens, right? Now, we've learned that within the testis there are seminiferous tubules, right? These seminiferous tubules, they first open into the rete testis, which is the first accessory duct, alright? Now, the rete testis then open into vas efferentia. And the vas efferentia then leaves the testis to enter the epididymis, and the epididymis then open into the vas deferens. Now, as you can see here, the vas deferens ascends or moves up the abdomen and it loops over the urinary bladder. As you can see here, the vas deferens loops over the urinary bladder. All right. So, we've learned that the seminiferous tubules which lie within the testis first open into rete testis. The rete testis then open into vas efferentia, and the vas efferentia leaves the testis to enter epididymis. Epididymis is the posterior region of the testis. As you can see here, it is the posterior region of the testis. Alright, and the epididymis then open into vas deferens, and the vas deferens ascends or moves up to enter the abdomen, and within the abdomen, the vas deferens loops over the urinary bladder, right? Now, the urinary bladder receives a duct from the seminal vesicle. As you can see here, this is the urinary bladder and this is the seminal vesicle. And the bladder receives a duct from the seminal vesicle, and this duct is called ejaculatory duct. And this ejaculatory duct then opens into the urethra. All right. So, the urinary bladder, all right. So, the urinary bladder receives a duct from the seminal vesicle, and this duct is called the ejaculatory duct, and this ejaculatory duct then opens into the urethra. It opens into the urethra. All right. Now, the urethra, it extends through the penis and opens externally through an opening called urethral meatus. The urethra, it extends through the penis and opens through an opening called urethral meatus. All right. Now, all these ducts function together to store and transport the sperms from the testis to outside through the urethra. Alright, so all these ducts, they function together to store and then transport the sperms from the testis to outside through the urethra. Alright. So we've learned about the testis, the male accessory ducts, and now we're going to learn about the male accessory glands. Alright. The male accessory glands include a pair of seminal vesicle, prostrate gland, and a pair of bulbourethral gland or Cooper's gland. So which are the accessory glands? Seminal vesicle, prostrate gland, and bulbourethral gland or Cooper's gland. Alright. Now the secretions from these glands are called seminal plasma, and the seminal plasma contain fructose, calcium, and other enzymes. And these provide nutrition. To the developing spermatozoa. Alright, so the secretions from the glands, that is seminal vesicle, prostrate gland, and bulbourethral or Cooper's gland, is called the seminal vesicle, which contain fructose, calcium, and other enzymes. And these provide nutrition to the developing spermatozoa. And the secretions from the bulbourethral gland help in the lubrication of the penis. Alright. Now we learn about the external genitalia, that is penis. Now the penis is made up of a special tissue which is called the erectile tissue that helps in the erection of the penis. And it also has an enlarged tip which is called glans penis, and the glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin which is called the foreskin. Alright. So the penis is made up of a special tissue called the erectile tissue that helps in the erection of the penis. The enlarged tip of the penis is called glans penis, and the glans penis is covered with a loose fold of skin which is called the foreskin. Alright. So that's it for the session. This was part 1 where we've learned about the male reproductive system. In part 2, we'll be learning about the female reproductive system. If you found this helpful, please do like the video, and if you have any doubts, comment down below. Subscribe to watch the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.